Reported earlier this week that the first over-the-counter paternity test kits will be on sale in the UK within weeks. The pack will allow a man to check his DNA against a child's to identify whether he's the biological father. Medical ethics experts have raised concerns about the kits, the results of which will not be accepted as evidence in court, as they claim they would foster a culture of suspicion and could cause heartbreak and have a huge impact for children. But is there any good to come out of this, or do you think this could do more harm than good?
I think it could definitely do more harm than good. From the child's point of view, as you know, someone who was born out of wedlock, it's really important information, you know, and I think everyone has a right to know who their father is. And for me, my mum gave me certain untruths in the beginning, but because she was protecting me, there were secrets that were there to protect me. And over a period of time, I found out more and more, and because it was over a period of time, I got used to the idea and the information. To suddenly find out who your father is because someone's waving a paternity kit at you and saying, "I'm your dad," would have been a devastating experience, and not something that I think anyone should ever do to a child.
Obviously, the chemistry that's involved in the kit was... it'd be quite difficult for someone to just turn up out of the blue, because I think you need to take, you know, cheek swabs and this sort of thing. But I know where you're coming from.
I also don't think a paternity kit necessarily makes a parent want to be a parent. I think if you say, you know, I have proof that you are this child's parent, then that doesn't necessarily mean that that person is going to become a parent. You know,
it's quite a dangerous thing, though, isn't it? Because it's opening up this awful can of worms, isn't it? And you know, and some people might not want to be found. Do you know what I mean by that?
Some people are happy with the secrets, I think.
Yeah, I don't want to know that. And then too much information. Do you know what I mean? I mean, the person that you've lived with and been brought up with is a person that's loved you all your life. And then to suddenly go, well, actually, I've got a kid. Oh, you mean there's somebody else in my life? I think it could break somebody's heart. The mother and father that's brought you up, your heart, and then you find somebody and they go, yeah, but I don't want to know. I don't want to know you. I mean, where do you stop? Fancy having a kit at home that could open that kind of worms. Leave it alone and let the person who loves you love you, you know?
I must admit, I've got a friend that similar sort of story, but this has actually happened to, and she's you know, a really wonderful woman, but she found out that the man she thought was her father wasn't her father. And I mean, it's more common than people think. I think the difference was people didn't talk about it 50, 60 years ago.
And also people don't talk about those things because they make a decision what's best for the family and who's involved, and sometimes it is better to keep a secret to protect people. If somebody wants to know who their father is, or a father wants to find out if it's his child, there are other ways of doing it, I think.
I suppose, being devil's advocate here, there's a lot of this maybe to prove that you're not the father, you know, for CSA, for payment of the child. There's a lot of men are sort of trapped into things that way. But I do agree with you all that, you know, it's not the sperm that makes the father, it's the man who brings you up.
Of course not.
And I think we have to realise that there's a lot of good fathers out there who you know, deserve a pat on the back, and I think to break their hearts like that. But then again, as I said, I'm on the fence as well, because there's a lot of people who really need to find out who their fathers are.
It does depend on the circumstances, doesn't it? Because, for example, if you've got a man who suspects that someone that he had a relationship with is pregnant and she's not forthcoming with the information, he does have a certain amount of rights, you know, and I think it's only fair.
Especially when you have to pay for it for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can go to shop and buy a kit to do it just seems totally wrong in my eyes.
Yeah, it's probably cheaper to go and get a packet of condoms and
stop it to begin with.
Good idea.